Hi, Laka.
Hi.
You're on the verge of your first FA Cup final appearance, big day at Wembley. Can you just explain your emotions ahead of the game and your teammates? How's training been this week? How are you all feeling about the game?
The training was good. We work a lot about, of course, obviously tactically, what we can do and what we have to avoid against Chelsea. And most of the players are exciting because we know we can save our season and we can win a trophy. So it's mean a lot for us and for the fans.
You say you save the season. Do you think that's the way that it feels internally, or is that just an external thing that people think you need to win it to save the season?
No, it's just a way to say because we know in the league we finish in a bad position. We lost against Olympiacos early in the Europa League, so we missed few of our targets, and that's why I say we would save our season.
How much confidence did the win against Man City and the manner of it, does that give you ahead of this game against Chelsea?
That shows us we can, when everybody is really focused on what the coach asks for us, we can achieve some good results. And when we don't do what the coach wants, we can have the game like against Aston Villa.
And just lastly from me, so much has happened this season. This season's been going on for close to a year now. How would you sum it up? It's been such a strange one.
This year?
Yeah,
it was really weird. So we had the long stop with the corona. We changed manager as well. We had a different players, a lot of players who play and didn't play. So it was a bit weird, but at the end we are in final and we just want to win that trophy.
Cheers, Laka.
Okay, now we'll move on to John Cross from the Daily Mirror.
Okay, cool. Yeah, sorry, I wasn't sure in which order we were doing it. Hello, Alex. Thanks so much for taking the time. Really appreciate it. I just wonder whether you could evaluate just from a personal point of view as well your season this season. It feels as if you've hit really high spots of form, but it's been difficult for the team as well at times, isn't it? How do you evaluate yourself personally?
It was a bit like I said before, was a difficult season, maybe the most difficult one in my career. But I know I learned a lot this season mentally and as well thinking more about the team than scoring goals when I had my long period without goals. At the end of the season, I play a bit differently than normal as well. So I know this season is, when we talk about statistic, is not the best one, but it's still one season in your career, and I know next season is going to be totally different for me.
Why do you say that? Just because you feel, positive, you feel strong at the moment and optimistic for next season?
Say again? Sorry.
Well, why do you say next season is definitely going to be different for you? Just because you feel as if you're coming into a really rich vein of time?
No, I know because last season was hard for me. I had the injury at the beginning of the season who followed me a long time in the season. As well, the manager, now players start to understand more what he wants. So obviously, with time, it's going to be easier for all the team. And as well because I'm positive and I know I'm looking forward and I know it's going to be better.
Just tell us about what Saturday will mean for you and the history and the tradition of the FA Cup. I mean, it's going to be such a weird occasion, isn't it, because of lockdown? But what will it still mean to you as a player to, hopefully win that trophy?
Means a lot because I came to Arsenal to win trophy. Last season I went in final, I didn't win. So obviously this season is really a big game for me and for Arsenal as well. We know Arsenal are in the team who win the most this cup, or one of the team. So even if the fans are not in the stadium, we know they are following us in the world.
Does that history and tradition that Arsenal have in this competition give you, as players, confidence?
Personally, no, because every game is different, every year is different. But still, we want to win one more.
Hello.
I think he's frozen there.
Frozen, Frosty.
Yeah. Alex, you were saying that I think your Wi-Fi just went very temporarily there. I was just asking. I think you were answering. Just kind of does the history that Arsenal have in the competition give you confidence?
I was saying it's not because they won before that give us a lot of confidence, but yeah, we want to be in the history as well, to put our generation in the history.
Yeah, sure. Alex, you're obviously a world-class striker. Arsenal paid a lot of money for you. I guess your ambition was to come to Arsenal and indeed the Premier League to take that next step, to kind of win trophies on the biggest stage. Do you feel Arsenal are now moving in that right direction again?
Yeah, still. I think as a player and as a fans, we have to trust people on top of the board. And they give me confidence when they sign me. So it's gonna be the same for everyone. And I think in the future will be more shiny for the team.
I guess you want to be winning those major trophies, though, don't you? And you feel as if Mikel is guiding you in that way.
Yeah, we know the coach is clear about this. He come here to put Arsenal on top of the league and in UK, and he wants to win a lot of trophies.
You seem to have a really good relationship with him. His words that he says publicly are very, very supportive of you. Do you have those sort of same chats privately as well? And how much encouragement does he give you?
We don't talk too much in training. We talk more about tactically or things like this. But yeah, of course, what he said in the press was really nice, and it's always nice to read this on internet. But we have a normal relationship between a coach and a player.
I was just going to ask you, how important is it to get back into Europe, Alex? Because obviously the FA Cup is the most, is the passport back in. How important is that for the future of the club, for the future of some of the players, in the direction? How important?
Yeah, it's really important because if you talk about money, it's going to bring money for the club for the future. Players who have a lot of ambitions wants to play Europe. And I think it's going to be easier to sign new player or to keep all the player in a group with the Europa League.
You have that special connection, that relationship with Auba, don't you? I mean, that just tell us about that. Is that friendship? Is that understanding? Is that instant chemistry?
Yeah, when he came, I think everybody knows we had a good relationship together. We always talk about everything, not only about football, in everything in life, and he's a good guy. So that's why between us it became really, really easy.
Okay, Crossy.
Yeah, thank you. Good luck Saturday.
Thank you.
Next up is Mark Owen from The Sun.
Hi, Alex. You've been at Arsenal now for 3 years. When you joined, it was obviously a very ambitious move for you. It hasn't really worked out for the club in 3 years as maybe everyone had hoped for. I mean, it's now 4 years without the Champions League. Do you feel that the club has maybe underperformed a bit over the last 3 years?
No, we just, I think the first 2 years when I came, we missed the Champions League just a bit. We were close. Just this season, really in the league, we were not so good. But I think just with more experience, but if we were more smart in games, we could reach the Champions League, because there is so many games we lost at the last minute by stupid mistake by ourselves. So I think we are not so far to go Champions League, even if the table is not showing it, but it's just few games in a league where we missed.
Has it been a frustration though, that you hadn't yet achieved the goals that you came here for?
Yeah, it's really frustrated, but this is a part of football. Nothing is always easy, and this is why as well I love this sport, because you can learn like this and you can become a great man with this kind of experience. But obviously at the end you are a bit disappointed, and you just go forward for the next season to change this and to reach your target.
Well, I was going to say, when you arrived, you signed for Arsene Wenger, manager who'd been there for 22 years or something. Since you've been there, you've played for 3 different managers, and there's been a lot of change with strike partners and everything. Has it been a lot of turmoil that maybe hasn't helped the club because you're playing 3 different managers, different strike partners every season?
Yeah, of course. Arsene was there for 22 years, so he had his own habits and everything. He was controlling everything in the club. So when you have a changement, you need time to rebuild everything and to be more stable, I think. And I think that's why they tried with Unai, but at the end it was not what everybody wanted. And now with Mikel, I think, and I hope it's going to be for a long term, and he's going to put the team on top.
Can I just take you briefly back? This time last year, your final game of the season was against Chelsea in a cup final, which you needed to win for the Champions League, and the team didn't really turn up. Are you confident that it will be a much different story this time?
Yeah, hopefully. I'm confident with my team, with my teammates. But after everything can happen in a game, but doesn't matter. I know we can do something. We can win this game. It's gonna be hard because Chelsea is a good team, but we're gonna do everything for the fun and for the club.
Finally, yeah, it's a year ago today. I think it's today that you got that ankle injury against Lyon in the warm-up friendly match. How much did it set you back this season? You seem to be struggling for a couple of months really to get going with that injury. Yeah,
now I'm totally fine about this. I don't feel anything now about my ankle. This injury stayed with me a long time, more than I thought. And but this is a past. I prefer not come back about this and see now about the final and the future.
Brilliant. Thank you.
Thank you.
Gary from the Times.
Laka, can I sort of go back to sort of last year when you played Chelsea in the Europa League final, where it was a similar situation? They had nothing to play for. Can you sort of perhaps explain, maybe on reflection, what went wrong with the game in terms of perhaps not going how you wanted it to go, and given that Chelsea had, say, nothing to play for?
I think that was as well the strength. They have nothing to play and they have no pressure. So it's gonna be the same this weekend, but we have to just play our game and for 90 or more minutes think about the game and don't put pressure on ourselves.
Did you feel that on the pitch, that you could see it in their body language, that they didn't have the tension that you perhaps had in the dressing room?
No, I would say we were focused to win. Didn't really see some weird behavior by my teammates. But at the end, maybe it was. But to be honest, I didn't really check this, and I was no worry because I believe my teammates.